Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review Podcast. I finally had some time and I watched Mandalorian and Grogu. I gotta say, I enjoyed the film. Although it felt like to me that it was like a 2 hour episode, which it basically could have been a 2 hour part finale for Mandalorian, really. It didn't have to be more than that. It could have just been part one and then part two, and then you could have just put that on Disney Plus. But I understand that there was a lot of money put into this film, and I guess they really wanted to make that money back. And I know the film didn't do too well. I'm pretty sure it flopped in the box office. I know it came out this year in May. Um, you know, I don't, I don't know how to explain it in the sense that like why it would have failed. Um, but it didn't technically fail. It did gross, like it did make about 340 million worldwide against a 165 million production budget. So technically, it did break even and make some more, which is I think what they kind of wanted. But in terms of like the hype and the build up, I think that's where it failed. And I think the reason for that is just because it's such a niche show. Like I don't there's not a lot of people that really talk about the show. There's not a lot of people that really were interested in the show. Um, I would say that like the interest grew as like in the first season because of like the whole idea of like Baby Yoda and all of that stuff. Like it kind of threw people off, and they're like, "Oh, this seems very interesting." And season one and two were fantastic, right? Season three was meh, like kind of okay, but I don't know. I just feel like this show was very niche in the sense that like there was only a select few fans and some people, and even then the people that did love it, there were so many people that hated it for whatever reason. There's so many issues. They're like, oh, pointing out this factor, that factor, like it was just a hell of an like everyone of course everyone just nitpicks, right? Like that's why they say like some of the fandoms are just absolutely wild, right? Especially the Star Wars ones where like people just can't enjoy things for what they are, right? um you're not always going to get like an Andor level writing or Andor level TV show, but other TV shows are fine as well. And I think Mandalorian, what season one was like Andor level. I think it was really really good, and I was hooked on. And even season two too as well. And then seeing Luke do his thing and everything, like it was absolutely amazing. But season three kind of like felt flat to me. Like it didn't really work for me. I don't even know if they had a season four. But I can't even remember. But if they did, but yeah. But the last seasons didn't really sit well with me. Um, but the movie itself, if I'm looking at it from like an objective perspective, it was a good film. I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Rata, I don't know how I felt about his character. Um, I don't know. I think we didn't really. I don't know if his character was really needed. Jeremy Allen does a good job as Rata. That's fine. But I don't know if he really needed to be in the film. Like, I just didn't find his character any appealing or anything different. Like him being Jabba the Hutt's son didn't really change anything for me. It didn't really make me go like, "Oh, that's Jabba the Hutt's son." Like, Jabba the Hutt is a worldwide phenomenon. That character has been here for years, and everybody knows who he is, right? So, but it just didn't really work for me on that part. It was a nice addition to the character, like to the character roster. I think for a lot of Star Wars Rebels fan, this was a great movie as well. You get to see Zeb in action. I know he's a big character. I haven't personally watched the show myself, but I know he's a huge character in that world, and I think a lot of people were really excited to see him. Pedro Pascal, he does a great Mando. That doesn't change anything. The star of the show obviously is Baby Yoda and his little friends, the little mechanics. Those guys kill me. Those guys were actually some of the funniest parts in the film. They were super hilarious. One fail thing about this film, I think, was the villain, which was the assassin. I can't remember his name. Like you can tell, like very irrelevant, very unnecessary. I don't think it even made an impact whether he was there or not. So that was kind of a wasted opportunity. I know the main villains would have been technically, you know, Jabba the Hutt's uncle and aunt, but like they're not really a villain. Like, what the hell were they doing anyway? But the opening sequence was really good. There was a lot of action in the movie. It was a very linear storyline, nothing too special, nothing too amazing. I wouldn't say like it really moved me or anything like that, but it was a very basic storyline. Like you already knew what was going to happen, kind of. Sigourney Weaver was in it, absolutely amazing as per usual. Dave Filoni had a few cameos here and there, super funny. You just kind of spot him on the TV or like on in theater, and you're like, I know him, right? But yeah, overall, I would give this a solid like 7.2, 7.3 out of 10. Like it wasn't that bad. I know it's like 6.9 on IMDb and like a bunch of other places. Perhaps they were a little bit too harsh on it, but I think it was a good film. Honestly, like I don't think it was going to make $1 billion. Again, I think the numbers do reflect the fans for the show. Like I said, it's a very small number of people that have probably even watched the show. When I say small, obviously I don't mean like 10, 15 people. I mean like not as big as you would expect something like for The Office or like for the other TV shows that you watch, like Suits and things, where there's like worldwide phenomena about it, right? But like this is one of those things where it's like a select few fans from the fandom would have watched it, right? Like it might have been just only low key, just Star Wars fans. But again, this is a side story. It has nothing to do with Jedi. It has to do with the Republic and all of that stuff. But it has nothing to do with like the Jedi's and the Sith and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just a separate storyline, and I think that works, right? Like again, we do see Baby Yoda using the Force and stuff, but it's not the highlight of the film. That's basically it, right? We're not focused on that. We're focused on everything else around it. And I think that's okay, and I think it was fun. It was fun to watch. I actually watched it, with a lot of interest. Like I was hooked in. I didn't I didn't look at my phone as much. I was actually enjoying it while I was watching, and I was like, oh, this is actually not a bad movie, and I wish I had maybe seen it in theaters. But yeah, I think that was really good, and I really hope Star Wars does come back soon, eventually one day. One of the missed opportunities was the Solo film series. That could have been amazing if they had just believed in it for a little bit more. I forget the actor's name who plays Han Solo, um, and he does a wonderful original Han Solo played by, wow, why can't I even remember his name? It's his birthday, or it was Harrison Ford, right? So like I would have loved to seen a little bit more in-depth storytelling for that. That would have been a lot of fun to see, but because the film again didn't do as well as they thought it would do, or it didn't meet the mark, they just never pursued it. And whereas like the Mandalorian and Grogu are finished, like they're completely done. I don't think they might be showing up here and there for a few cameos on different shows that might be showing up soon, but as of right now, I believe this is the finale of their story. This is where it ends for them, right? And we just assume that they're out there saving the world and doing the best that they can, right? So, yeah, I think it was a good film. I don't know how you guys thought about it, or if you've seen it, or if you want to watch it, but definitely give it a watch. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, guys.